Hello everybody, Grant Harrington, broker, John L. Scott Mukilteo office. Hey, you know what? I have all of these. You guys are going to need to help me with something here. I've got all of these Lululemon belt bags here. I've got a whole bunch of them. I've got small green ones. I've got medium-sized black ones and even extra large black ones. Hey, and I've got literally a full box full of all of these belt bags here. I'm out here at Space 802 here in downtown Snohomish, located at 802 First Street here in Snohomish. And yeah, I don't really have a need for all of these belt bags, and I would love to give some of them away. So I'm going to give away 3 belt bags today and 3 belt bags tomorrow. All you got to do is you got to come down here to Space 802 in Snohomish before 3 o'clock today or between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. tomorrow and answer me one question. I only have one question for you. How many months of inventory do we currently have available for sale in Snohomish County? So come on down, answer me that question, and I'll get you a belt bag. I'm going to actually answer that question at the end of this video. So you do have to watch this short video of me kind of rambling on for a little bit about a couple of things, and then I'll answer that question at the end of the video for you. You do have to be following me on Grant Harrington RE Broker, Grant Harrington RE Broker on Instagram to claim your belt bag. So make sure you are following me, and you could tag your friends in this video that are located near Snohomish. They can come down and answer for you, pick up your belt bag, and you guys can fight over it later if need be, if you're not located here immediately in Snohomish. So here's the deal. Snohomish currently basically has no houses for sale. I mean, there are some houses for sale, but once they come up, we're back in a situation where we're starting to see multiple offers, and there's just no inventory out there to be sold. And a lot of people, and the inventory that is out there, usually there's usually some issues with those houses. Either one, there needs to be some work to be done on the property, so it may not be financeable, or 2, it's just not priced right by the agent or the broker that has it on the market. But otherwise, you're seeing very, very low amounts of inventory in Snohomish County right now. And a lot of people say, well, why is that, Grant? Why does nobody really want to sell their houses? Well, there's a few different reasons why, but I'm only going to address one of those reasons today. And a big answer for so many people is their current interest rate. So we hear a lot of people say, man, I'd love to upgrade this, or I'd like to have this or that or whatever, but man, I don't want to exchange a 3% interest rate for a 6.25%, 6.5% interest rate. Okay, so I understand, totally get it. Everybody that talks to me knows I prescribe to only 2 things when buying and selling a owner-occupied residence for yourself. If you are buying or selling or looking at homes or looking to make a change, and you're looking at a house for yourself, everybody knows I only prescribe to you got to answer yes to 2 questions. 1, do you love the home? And number 2, can you afford it? So for a long time, we had a lot of people out there, a lot of potential clients and different people out there where they would go out and they absolutely fall in love with the home, and they could qualify for a mortgage. So just because you can qualify for a mortgage doesn't always mean necessarily that you can afford it. So we would get a lot of people out there when I was in the mortgage industry, and they fall in love with the house, and yes, they qualified for the mortgage, but then after about 6, 12, 18 months of paying that mortgage, every day they were coming home to a mortgage, and they no longer love the house. Nobody's going to love coming home to a mortgage. It's painful, it's stressful, and it's not a high quality of life. So making sure you can afford the payment is a huge aspect of whether you love a home or not. You may love it initially, you may be able to afford it for a while, but is it completely comfortable and viable for extended periods of time? So number 1, make sure you can afford that payment and you are comfortable with it. And not just the payment, but the property taxes, the insurance, the upkeep, everything that goes along with home ownership. So that's a big piece. But number two, or the other part to that, is you have to love the home. No matter what, if the home doesn't fit and you don't love it, doesn't fit either your commute for work, or you don't like the school district your kids are in, or you wish you had a yard, or life changes. There's a season for everything, man. We have kids, those kids get older. A 3% interest rate doesn't have to share a bathroom with you, right? You need a second bathroom, third bathroom. It gets really expensive to add those things onto houses, right? And so sometimes families just either outgrow houses, or the opposite can be true, where sometimes a house is just too much. If your kids are headed off to college and now it's just you, or just you and your husband, or just you and your spouse, sometimes houses just no longer fit. And we always have to talk about the quality of life question. What is your quality of life? Does that home truly fit your quality of life on a daily basis, right? I don't see a 3% driving a car to and from Boeing through the flats of Marysville and Everett every day. I don't. And I don't see a 3%, crawling up and down staircases unnecessarily with a bad back half the time, right? So if your house, but now it's almost reversed. We now have a whole ton of people that are just staying in houses strictly because of an interest rate, because they have 3% on a piece of paper, and now they feel like they have to stay in that home, even though it's a substantial detriment to their quality of life. And so they just feel like almost obligated. It's almost like for some people it becomes like a sin, this like financial sin, to sell a house with 3.5% interest rate and exchange it in for 6.5% interest rate. Well, at the end of the day, I really prescribe to, whenever you're buying or you're selling a house, we need to fully take into account the entire quality of life question. And if your home just does not fit your ideal quality of life currently, then you should sell it and find one that does. Find the one that you want to live in each and every day of your life. Okay? And you know what? It may take time to be able to find that house. And the fact that you don't need to sell your current house and you don't need to get out there, that actually provides even more leverage in a selling situation. So if you may want to sell your house right now, but you don't really need to, you just really want to, right? So that gives you the opportunity to list your price and maybe maximize your sell price now than when you might not be able to in another period of time. So you could take your time. You don't have to sell tomorrow, but you can get it listed, you can get it out there. You could see what the demand is for it while you seek and you try and find that house that does fit your ideal quality of life. Okay, so remember, in housing and where we live, it's not just what the interest rate says on the piece of paper for it. There's two things that go into buying and selling a house, or finding your home. We have to take in the entire quality of life spectrum, not just what our interest rate is, in determining where we want to live. And so if you currently have, even if you have a low interest rate or higher interest or whatever, if you just don't like the quality of life in your house and you're wondering what it looks like to sell your house, or if you're wondering what those payments and things look like on buying a new house, what does that all look like, right? Sometimes just buying and selling is so daunting. What's kind of paralysis by analysis. It's like, well, what does this look like? What are my payments going to look like on this new house? What is the down payment? All those different types of things. You know what? Give me a call. Let's talk it through. Let's look it through. And I'm never going to force somebody or try to get somebody to sell a house just to sell a house. That's just not the way it works. All of these are quality of life discussions. Like, what is your ideal quality of life? Is your interest rate right now determining your quality of life? That's the question I love to ask anybody. And just too often we have too many people these days where that interest rate is determining their quality of life to a detriment. They need a shorter commute. They need an extra bedroom. They need an extra bathroom. They want to be in a different school district. You know, there are just so many different things that go into a house above and beyond your interest rate. So ask yourselves those questions. Do you love the home? Can you afford the payment?
Is this open?
Yeah, come on in. Hey, we got a client, everybody. Perspective. Do you want to buy a home?
I was just kind of curious about it.
Hold on here. Well, I've got to go talk to this person. So, hey, everybody, to answer the question you need to answer, the answer is 0.6. So come on down to Space 802, and if you answer that question and you're following me on Instagram, then you will get a Lululemon belt bag today. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.